When Telltale initially announced its plans to make a game based on The Walking Dead, fans were a bit skeptical. Telltale was best known for Sam & Max adventures, not gory action games. Telltale's reputation had also been marred thanks to the disastrous release of its Jurassic Park game. Fans rightfully had every reason to worry about the video game adaptation of the revered zombie comic franchise. As time went on and reviews were released along with walkthroughs on YouTube, my interest was piqued. People were enjoying the game and reviews seemed to be positive, so I decided to get it, but still had low expectations. Boy, was I wrong. The Walking Dead never pretends to be anything less than a cruel, dour analysis of humanity's downfall. The game tells the story of Lee Everett, who's on his way to prison when everything goes to hell. Lee's story runs parallel to the comic books, and there are some cameos, like Glenn making an appearance in the first episode. Yes, episode. Something of a trademark of Telltale Games, they tend to release their games in TV series like episodes. Each episode provides 2 to 3 hours of gaming and 5 or so episodes compose a season. I love how the game immediately throws you into stressful situations, demanding you make decisions and adapt in a world that you don't understand and can't really predict. After finding your little companion, Clementine, the entire game changes from being all about your safety to being all about hers. For any sane person, her safety comes before Lee's, and you will do anything you can to protect this little girl. That is probably how most of our playthroughs went, always trying to do what was best for Clementine. That aspect of the story, throwing in a little girl to protect, is what changed this from a good game to a great game. Had it just been another survival game, all about saving your own skin, there would have been a lacking element. Adding Clementine to the equation gives the story emotion it couldn't have accomplished in any other way. As the narrative unfolds across 5 episodes, Lee and Clementine join a group of survivors, each bringing different perspectives on leadership, survival, and ethics. Kenny, a fisherman fiercely protective of his family, Lily, a former military commander with a rigid sense of order, add tension and realism to the group dynamic. These interpersonal conflicts often force the player to make difficult decisions, who to side with, who to save, and how to act in moral gray areas. The great thing about the story is how it uses player choice to shape the narrative. While the overall arc remains similar, the way events play out, who lives, who dies, and how characters perceive Lee depends heavily on the player's actions. This creates a deeply personal experience where choices feel meaningful and their consequences emotionally resonant. The Walking Dead is less of a game and more of an interactive film. Yet there's much more than just making simple choices. The description of the series as a choose-your-own adventure places extreme emphasis on the word adventure. When you're not making dramatic life or death decisions, you'll be spending the time exploring the game's world and solving smaller challenges. The 5 episodes are absolutely jam-packed with puzzles, but not in the way that sacrifices the seamless narrative of the game. These challenges aren't presented as meta games, but instead as authentic problems to be faced by the protagonists. Breaking into an abandoned house or rescuing survivals might require a specific set of tools to be used in a certain order. If that sounds difficult to you, it's really not. Unlike some puzzle games that require arbitrary, seemingly random solutions, The Walking Dead excels at giving you just the right hints. All in all, the solutions are generally clever and make credible sense as you discover them. The voice acting and dialogue is top-notch. There's a lot of talking in this game, but it isn't wearisome. In most dialogues, you don't have the option to go back, and there's a time limit to pick your answer. Miss the limit, and your character just stands there silent. None of that traditional god-awfully boring tediousness of going through every single dialogue option to find the relevant info. The dialogue mechanic actually sometimes leads to you blurting out the first thing that comes to mind and regretting it later, or staying silent since you don't know what to say, and that's just how it goes in the real world. It's the truth. The vast majority of the characters you interact with are well developed, and it's hard not to feel compassion for even the meanest of the bunch, making you actually care about who you foster relationships with and who you choose to disappoint. What's more, your actions have an impact not just on the events that you encounter, but in how people treat you. Don't back up Kenny when his son is accused of being bitten. He might not have your back a few episodes later when you need him to. Side with Lily when she's trying to ration the food. She might respect you enough to help you in the coming episodes. Its success isn't in creating a choose-your-own-adventure game with hundreds of possible outcomes and limitless plotline. Instead, it reflects the reality of life, and some things simply can't be changed. Despite not always being in control, the game makes you feel as though you are. Even though you can't always save someone from death, you can give it your best try, shaping the person who you are. And it's up to you to decide if it's worth the effort to change what, in all likelihood, cannot be changed. It's raw, emotional, and real. It forces you to make decisions you don't want to make, to see things you don't want to see, and to fall in love with the characters presented before you. It's an unexpected masterpiece with down-to-earth views on what really matters in life once everything you thought was important is ripped away. The experience that Telltale's created here is phenomenal, not only because it's fun to play, but because in a world dominated by empty best-selling games, it sucks you into the story and forces you to feel. Sure, you can replay it to see what else would happen, but that won't change anything. It won't change that you're not going to leave The Walking Dead happy. You'll feel like you made mistakes. You feel like you could have done better if you gave it another go. The Walking Dead deals in a spectrum of emotions that few other games dare to take on. It is utterly triumphant, crafting a narrative that proves the power of the medium by embracing what makes it unique, leading to one of the most memorable gaming experiences ever created.